Alright, so I'm going to make this video today and give you a quick dumbed down version of what's happening here with the data center. And I don't want this video to be super long. I just kind of want it so I have it to reflect back and be like, oh yeah, I remember now. I remember when that happened. That was crazy. And it always feels like it's crazy when you deal with things like this. So, this is in Oliver County. I'm actually going to try and set this up here. It's so bright out here. Probably going to have to put my shades on too, and that's whatever. It's hurting my eyes. So we are in Oliver County, about 4 miles outside of Center. And really quick, we are getting a data center here, and it is against the majority of what the people want. And I'm going to talk about how we're still getting it and the situation that we're in regarding the data center, and try not to be like, I guess I don't want it either, but I already know it's coming, and I knew it was coming before they even made an announcement, just because because I walk around with my eyes open and I see what was happening here. And we take oil out of the ground in this state, and we have been the entire 39 years that I've existed on this planet. And in the process of doing that, when you're digging way far down in the earth, there's pockets of gas that come, or they're on the way to the fossilized, to the oil down there, and it comes up through the earth when you take the oil out. And we're not even using it. We just light it on fire and burn it off. And 2 years ago, I saw in another country that they were making data centers or computers that could mine Bitcoin off this natural gas. And I was like, holy, why are we not doing this? How come they're not building data centers here? We have the infrastructure, and the energy is cheaper here. That's why they're building them here. Now, how they go about building them in North Dakota, it's kind of different, and it's shifting everywhere. And there's a lot of people I've heard in other states on how that's kind of more of a force of hand, and other people think that it's lining of the pockets to make the decisions and choices that are being made here. I have theories on what may have occurred to make someone make those decisions, but I don't know. I'm just a dumb YouTuber, and what I'm about to tell you is I want you to go on Google. I want you to do your own research, and yeah, fact check me, because I'm not making this up. So we have a meeting, a town meeting, and they proceed to announce us. And I'm going to fast forward this in the timeline, because like I said, this happened over a course of a few months now since this is all taking place, and I'm going to try and speed it up and just give you the basics. We had a meeting. They're telling us that we're getting this data center. A moratorium was put in place by the people that was not saying no to the data center. We were asking for a 6-month pause, and that was basically saying, we just want you to pause on the land that it's being built on until we do some more research. And I've done some research, and I haven't found some good things with the water tables, as well as I've even heard reports of stillbirth with cattle. And there's a lot of cattle around here, not the kind you're drinking milk, the kind that when you're ordering a burger or steak, that's the type of species of cows that we raise around here. Anyways, we put this moratorium in place, which was a pause. And after that occurred, one of the city commissioners, but it might have even been 2. See now I don't know where we're at, and that's why I want you to look this shit up. But I know for sure one of them resigned. And when that happens, a city commissioner is an elected official that is put in place by the people, but because there was an election time, the people that are already in charge put someone else in that position. So when that happens, that person is temporary until the election occurs. And when the election occurs, that person could still run for that seat if they want to, sure. Or they're out and they don't want to do it anymore. So people resigned, people got put into place, and it was 41 days. I know it wasn't quite 50, 41, 42, 49, 40 some days later, they revoked the moratorium. They uplifted it. It is no more. The moratorium is not a thing anymore. They took that away. So that's where these theories come in, and maybe you can ask yourself, what would persuade you or force you into voting against the people? I would think it would take quite a bit, because these are landowners, homeowners with guns around here, and I wouldn't want to be, first of all, I wouldn't even be in that type of position where I'm going to make the willing choice or be forced into a decision that's going to go against the people. And so that was the choice and decision that was made. And after that was made, I want to say it was 2 days later after the moratorium. It might have been 2 weeks later. The city government, Oliver County government, declared a state of emergency, which I believe we are actively still in this state of emergency. And that was due to threats made against the city commissioners, the city auditor, and the state's attorney. That was what was documented on that, and why we're in this declared state of emergency. And I believe that, I think we've been riding in this state of emergency now for at least a month, maybe 2. I'm not sure. And that's what's happening. So the data centers are go, and we're in a declared state of emergency, which allows our government officials to spend even more money protecting people that made the decision to go against the majority vote, basically. And now we're stuck. And that's pretty shitty. I think it's shitty for the people that made those choices. I think it's shitty for the people that are being, like, actively watching this type of corruption happening right now. And so now I have to be full disclosure with you guys. I already seen this coming, and I know my husband and I had talked about that, and I was like, they just burn that natural gas, and we have all this stuff. We burn coal here, and our infrastructure is really, really good for energy, and it makes sense as to why they would throw that here, because there is hardly anybody that lives here. I bought some data center REITs, and I have them inside my Roth IRA. And I don't plan on selling them. Everything I put in there, it's a minimum 1 year hold, but usually I buy things and put in there with the anticipation of a 10-year long-term investment. The company that's being built here in Center is Applied Digital. I don't even know, they might have a ticker symbol that you can invest in them. I don't know. I have more of an international one. The ticker symbol is DLR, and yeah, they pay a dividend out, all that stuff. It's a REIT, so it's like you're investing in real estate without actually holding the real estate. That's how a REIT works. And yeah, I would be doing a disservice if I didn't disclose that, because yeah, like, I don't want it being built in my backyard, but at the same time, I'm still invested in it because my eyes are open, and I know how to use Google, and I see what's happening around me, and I'm just reporting on what's going on here, just like many of you are reporting on in other states, and I appreciate that. And we just need to be more aware of what's going on and communicate with each other. And right now I'm parked on a county road, and I'll give you a quick little view of the land that they are they're flattening it. They're getting ready because they have to have 2 buildings, and then I think there's a small tiny 3rd building possibly. They're having problems issuing the permits. I mean, can't imagine why. Everything's so sorted out and perfect around here, why we're having issues with this. But yeah, and you'll also see power lines in this video when I flip the camera around, as well as there's 2 smokestacks in the far distance. That is that's actually a power plant powered by coal. And I don't think, maybe if I turn the camera, you can actually see some wind towers. Those are owned by NextEra Energy over there. They too are also building data centers in North Dakota. And I do have, I have their ticker symbol as well, NEE, in my Roth IRA. I forgot about that. I didn't buy them for the data centers though, but they're like an energy type stock company. So I'm going to try and flip the camera around and give you a quick view, and then we'll end the video.